I'm autistic, and in this video, I'm going to teach you how to sound and act more confident when meeting new people. Because believe me, I get it. Starting conversations with strangers can be terrifying, and it has a way of getting even harder when you feel you don't belong in a certain situation or group or place. And unfortunately, if you think you're not good enough, not cool enough to hang with a certain crowd, well, they'll probably agree. That doesn't mean that they're bad people. It just means that when they see you signaling that you're not good enough, they believe you. So how do we interrupt that signal of low self-esteem and replace it with newfound confidence? There's a lot that goes into self-esteem, but the most powerful fix that I've found is changing how I talk about myself. Let me tell you a quick little story. It was maybe 3 years ago, and one of my closest friends had invited me to a social outing. It was a really fun time, and he introduced me to a bunch of his friends, which, went okay, but not great. And the very next morning, he texted me and asked, "Fritz, are you open to some advice?" I said yes, and then he told me something that completely changed the way that I interact with people. He basically said, "Fritz, do you notice how much you talk about the things you don't like about yourself?" Whether I was talking about my weight, my autism, or just being a weird dude, it came across as really insecure and negative. I didn't even realize I was doing it, but it was a major vibe ruiner for these people that I had just met. And then he was like, "Well, you might want to stop doing that." And while that's easier said than done, he was absolutely right. I started to say nicer things about myself and in general, and people loved it. And one of the big things I realized along the way is that I wasn't just saying these things to others, I was saying them to myself. And the more time I spent thinking about my personal failings, the more insecure I became. But when I build myself up, when I think about what I'm good at, where I'm making progress, that makes me so much more confident. And the reason this matters so much is that people, friends, lovers, business partners love confidence. What I'm getting at is that if you want other people to love you, you need to love yourself first. And if you can't love the person you are now, love the person that you're becoming. Because you're a work in progress, we all are, but you can take pride in doing that work well. I believe in you, I care about you, and together we're gonna figure this stuff out. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell. Yours as always, Fritz Johnson, signing off.